Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Jamaica Magazine, and we're so glad you could join us. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. As we turn the pages today, you'll discover an exciting knowledge pack of the latest initiatives to spur development in Jamaica. We're also continuing our preparedness and safety measures in observance of Earthquake Awareness Month. Here's what you need to do if an earthquake occurs while driving. Slow down smoothly and stop on the side of the road. Avoid stopping on the bridges and overpass or under power lines, trees and large signs. Only leave your vehicle if staying inside poses an immediate threat to you and your passengers. Our program continues with a word of advice followed by the news. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, January 18, 2023. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke has responded to alleged misappropriation of funds within specified financial institutions that has been the source of public discussion and anxiety. In recent weeks, there's been several news items involving billions of dollars in mismanaged funds at several financial institutions across the island. Speaking specifically to the alleged scheme committed at Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL, Minister Clarke has expressed shock, anger and disgust at what he termed as an alarming and evil fraud. Dr. Clarke was, however, quick to remind Jamaicans that this is not the case for all players in the financial sector.
At the same time, I have great confidence in the investigative authorities to unravel all aspects of this and bring all perpetrators to justice. At this time, it's tempting to doubt our financial institutions, but I would ask that we don't paint an entire hard-working industry with the brush of a few very dishonest individuals. Jamaica is the leading financial center in the English-speaking Caribbean, and we will do everything in our power to protect Jamaica's position in this regard.
In other news, 10 hospitals will benefit from donations of 24 handheld Butterfly IQ probe machines for ultrasound diagnostics and care of patients. The equipment, worth some $25,000 was handed over on Monday, courtesy of American Friends of Jamaica. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the tools will be used in the obstetrics units as well as accident and emergency departments.
The hospitals that will benefit, I understand, are Victoria Jubilee, Kingston Public, Cornwall, Black River, the University Hospital of the West Indies, Sablamar, St. Anne's, Maypen, Princess Margaret, Mandeville Regional, and Spanish Town. The value of the donation is really enhancing the care that we spoke about, the diagnostic care, and to safeguard the best health outcomes, which is a critical part of our mandate.
The donation forms part of a broader program to improve maternal and child care and reduce maternal and child mortality. Meanwhile, a new healthcare initiative targeting pre- and postnatal care has been launched. Dubbed Start Right, a maternal and newborn care initiative, the program will deliver services through the public health system. Start Right will provide a range of care supplies for vulnerable mothers and their newborns. With the aid of the devices, it will enable early and rapid diagnosis, such as screening for birth and heart defects, prenatal testing, and checks for pregnancy complications. Training will also be provided by the Jamaicans Abroad Helping Jamaicans at Home Jaja Foundation for the use of the portable ultrasound devices. State Minister in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, says continued focus will be placed on addressing inequalities in access to maternal and newborn healthcare services. This, she says, will include identifying and mitigating all causes of maternal morbidity and related disabilities.
Start Right brings before us a tremendous opportunity to improve our maternal health offerings. Provision of prenatal support as well as timely management and treatment can make the difference between life and death for mothers as well as their babies.
This device is truly a game changer. For example, instead of bringing patients to another department to have an ultrasound being done, this device is 100% portable and can be placed in the doctor's pocket, as I just demonstrated. And you can see here, truly streamlining patient care.
We hope that we will actually move on to phase 2. Our goal is to have these handheld devices in as many doctors' pockets as possible.
The program forms part of government's effort to reduce the maternal mortality ratio to 70 per 100,000 live births by the year 2030. Jamaica's maternal mortality rate at 2018 ranges 93.5 per 100,000 live births. Approximately 12,000 Jamaicans awaiting medical procedures under the Cuba-Jamaica Eye Program will start receiving treatment in the first quarter of this year. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton made the announcement during a recent tour of the ophthalmological center at St. Joseph's Hospital, where the program is administered. The Cuba-Jamaica Eye Program was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
We anticipate that in the next month or so to start the process without any delays. The anticipation is that we will move quickly to try and clear up a significant backlog. The anticipation is to do 100 cases or so per week. I am told 20 cases a day.
Majority of cases are for cataract and diabetic retinopathy treatments, while a limited number of persons are awaiting surgeries for pterygium and other conditions. The 19-member Cuban medical team comprises ophthalmologists and optometrists. Jamaica is set to benefit from a COVID-19 vaccine partnership between Canada and the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO. The government of Canada has pledged 45 million Canadian dollars to increase access across Latin America and the Caribbean. The support is part of Canada's global initiative for vaccine equity, Can Give, which was launched on Friday. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says the government continues to emphasize the take-up of COVID-19 vaccines and is strengthening its overall immunization program.
These funds under the Can Give initiative is indeed timely. It provides well-needed boosts to our initiatives, new energy to increase awareness, and hopefully to let Jamaicans and those in the region recognize the importance of these efforts.
Now, Canada's partnership with the Pan American Health Organization will help improve access to COVID vaccines, especially for people in vulnerable situations, including women and girls. Canada's funding will also help improve vaccine surveillance and support health workers.
And finally, the construction of an early childhood development center for innovation has been earmarked for St. James East Central. Construction of the $1.5 million institution is scheduled to begin in March and is expected to be completed in time for the start of the 2023-2024 academic year in September. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett, who made the announcement, says the school will diversify the learning experience for children in Western Jamaica. He was speaking on the weekend at a fundraising dinner in Montego Bay to mark the 25th anniversary of the East Central St. James Education Fund.
The focus for me with that innovation center is going to be on the children of the communities around this corridor primarily, this tourism corridor. And it will be for children of very challenged economic means.
Meanwhile, Education Minister Favor Williams says the ministry will assist in the development and implementation of a framework for the institution to guide its operation.
What's happening here tonight aligns perfectly well with the education transformation underway in Jamaica and the reimagining that we must do in education.
The Early Childhood Development Center for Innovation will offer teacher support and exchange programs along with parent engagement and training to 100 children between the ages of 2 and 5. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This government, through the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology, is committed to the development and advancement of science and its related fields.
The Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology stood by this promise in 2022. The breakthrough accomplishments await you in the 2022 Year in Review. Catch it on January 19, 2023 inside your favorite Jamaica Magazine.
Let's look at the major highlights for the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation in 2022 as it drives major capital projects for sustainable development and resilience.
Your government is improving Jamaica's physical infrastructure and facilities such as roads, bridges, houses, ports,
potable water supply and sanitation, as well as fiber optic ducts that will enable future development.
We believe in sustainability. We fundamentally believe that the economic agenda for growth cannot be decoupled from the agenda for environmental protection.
That work continued in 2022 through the diligent work of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. $20.74 billion was set aside in the year to continue work on the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. Over in Western Jamaica, ground was broken for the $274.5 million Montego Bay Perimeter Road project. Another $4.5 billion was budgeted for road improvement works across the island. In the year, bridges in St. Thomas, St. Andrew, Clarendon and Portland received attention, while river training works were undertaken in Portland and St. Mary. Expansion works continued at the island's cargo ports to capitalize on Jamaica's central location.
We have had $178 million spent on the infrastructure, and another $16 million has been spent on new information systems, primarily a new terminal operating system, one of the most modern in the world, as well as security systems.
While economic recovery remained the ministry's major focus in 2022, housing was also given a seat at the table. The Housing Agency of Jamaica also delivered 51 of its 1,650-unit Catherine Estates complex in the area, and infrastructure works in and around Bernard Lodge took shape in the year. The ministry also took care of the housing needs of the island's most vulnerable citizens.
Thank you so much. May God continue to bless your work and pushing more help for people like me.
Over 500 Jamaicans benefited from the delivery of more than 125 housing units under the ministry's new social housing program, NSHP. The National Water Commission, NWC, supplied potable water to more households in 2022, adding more than 9,000 new connections to its network. Additionally, 8 water trucks valued at $105 million were handed over to the NWC. The Commission secured a $9.6 billion agreement with Rio Cobra Water Limited to construct a water treatment plant at Content in St. Catherine. In 2022, Phase 1 of the Greater Portmore Ponds wastewater treatment plant was completed, and a $62.38 million plant installed at the Mona Reservoir in St. Andrew.
Right across Jamaica, the NWC in every parish is increasing its utility footprint.
On matters relating to the environment, 3 areas are now protected areas: the 78,000-hectare Cockpit Country, Pedro Keys and surrounding waters, and the Black River Protected Area in St. Elizabeth. In 2022, the government received €16.69 million in grant funding to support forest management programs on the island. And to ensure continued buy-in from the public, the Forestry Department launched the 876 Trees mobile app and a national school tree planting competition. 2022, a banner year for the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation.
We're gearing up for a change in Jamaica's road safety culture, and the call is on all of us to always obey the traffic rules. Take a look.
We have a disaster that is of real concern. A man-made disaster which is out of indiscipline, ignorance, and disregard for the rules of the country. We are paying a severe price for this level of indiscipline that has taken over our roads. We are losing lives, young men, and right around the country, we are seeing this increase in fatalities and accidents on our roads. And I believe that as a country, we need to recognize what is happening. There are a number of things that we can do. I heard a gentleman said that he was encouraging persons not to take a taxi that has more than the required amount of passengers. And he said that he was lambasted. People cuss him out. There are things that we can do by not supporting the indiscipline of some of our drivers. And some of the same passengers will say to the driver, "Where you do go around and a man, say the man, they are going to leave you." And I believe this is something that as Jamaicans, we need to pay serious attention to. And it's not what the government is doing. Government alone can't do it. We need the support of every single Jamaican. When the new Road Traffic Act comes into effect, I'm hoping that I won't hear people saying that is only poor people the law was made for. Many who have died on our roads are not poor. Let us not get carried away. Let us not be overcome by the culture of earning $1. So a taxi man would drive on the wrong side of the road with a car full of passengers, including children, with no regards at all for the lives of those persons. In the same way in which we use social media and other forms of information to be critical and raise concerns about issues, let us start a campaign in this country about the carnage on our roads and what we as Jamaicans can do and is prepared to do.
Every Jamaican has the right to know what is happening in Parliament, to know when new laws are being passed, and to give their opinions on legislation before either house.
Every Jamaican has the right to see their representatives in action, making laws, holding the executive to account, representing the people, working for the benefit of all Jamaicans.
It is your right to observe first-hand meetings of the Senate, meetings of the House of Representatives, and the meetings of parliamentary committees. You may also take a tour of your parliament.
To find out more about the Houses of Parliament, please call 876-922-0200. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook or visit our website at www.japarliament.gov.jm.
The Public Sector Modernization Division in the Office of the Cabinet is charged with working closely with ministries, departments and agencies of the Government of Jamaica to lead, support and promote the Service Excellence Policy and Program. Service excellence is at the heart of Vision 2030, which aims to make Jamaica a place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. By adopting a new approach to service management, the Government of Jamaica is recommitting to removing unnecessary bureaucracy across the public sector, improving the efficiency of our processes, and increasing the quality of our products and services. Expected service standards include answering the phone by the third ring, dedicated waiting area for customers, access to the building area for the disabled, set turnaround times for queries, a channel for redress as established in a Citizens Charter. The Office of the Cabinet has developed a framework which identifies the main elements of focus for creating a culture of service excellence within the public sector. There are two key pillars which form the basis of this policy. These are people engagement and performance excellence. People engagement focuses on the involvement of clients in the design and implementation of services that satisfy their needs. This includes engaging all our customers, including vulnerable and hard-to-reach groups, to address their needs and provide targeted service delivery.
The Service Excellence Policy, if given adequate support from all actors, will contribute to improving the quality of life of all Jamaicans, in particular, residents in volatile and vulnerable communities.
The Service Excellence Program is changing the way services are delivered by the Government of Jamaica. The Cabinet Office introduced the Government of Jamaica portal, the gateway to all government-related information and services. In partnership with the Company's Office of Jamaica, the PSMD has created the Electronic Business Registration Form (EBRF) that allows business owners to register business from anywhere in the world and at any time.
Greetings from the Jamaica Customer Service Association. I am the chairman and my name is Nsambi Jaja. It is such a joy and honor and a privilege to congratulate the Office of the Cabinet and the Public Sector Modernization Division for this amazing piece of work that has come out in the form of the Service Excellence Policy. What a fabulous document.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries is committed to service excellence. This is demonstrated through several initiatives, including a completed customer service improvement plan with emphasis on customer service sensitization and awareness training for all our divisions and agencies. We have established the first government online customer feedback system.
We have a very robust and committed customer service implementation team under the leadership of our Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Grayson Stewart McFarlane. And this team ensures that we provide leadership and we monitor all activities surrounding service excellence. We have implemented a number of activities and some we are in the process of implementing. These include our new customer service charter, which we have just completed, our website, which we are revamping to ensure that it is user-friendly, to be launched later on this year. And we also continue to have communication activities to ensure that we increase awareness about the services that we provide. And a big part of our initiatives include ensuring that we develop the capacity of our staff by training them and providing sensitization around important topics. We wholeheartedly support the Government of Jamaica's Service Excellence Policy as we take justice to the people of Jamaica.
Performance excellence is the second major pillar of service excellence. Through the modernization program, the Office of the Cabinet is leading the process to create a performance and achievement-driven public sector culture. This new whole of government performance culture will be driven by professional and highly motivated public sector professionals, empowered to serve effectively within the public sector environment. Performance excellence is built on 3 principles. The first principle of managing for excellence will ensure that accountability and management systems are established for service excellence. Our MDAs will have the appropriate structures in place with roles, responsibilities, and accountabilities clearly defined and reinforced. The second principle is capacities for excellence, which will enable public bodies to identify the required talent and provide means for continuous development. A public sector learning framework is being developed to build a culture of continuous learning and innovation within the public sector and signals a clear commitment by the government to investing in human capital development. With the appropriate and consistent training for its staff, the government is ensuring that both systems and its people will deliver better service. The promotion of an excellence culture is the third principle. This includes monitoring performance against service dimensions, as well as reinforcing excellence through appropriate rewards and recognition. The government is focused on being accountable for the delivery of quality service, and where staff and organizations perform well, this will be publicly rewarded and recognized. The public will also get an opportunity to decide on which entities will be rewarded once the GOJ Reward and Recognition Program is launched. With service excellence culture being institutionalized throughout the government of Jamaica, the entire public sector will be organized around the needs of its customers, directly accountable to them through guarantees of services which are of the highest quality, accessible, convenient, easy to use, integrated, responsive, cost-effective, and which assure redress when things go wrong. The Service Excellence Policy, developed by the Office of the Cabinet, accelerating a new day to Vision 2030.
On behalf of the Inter-American Development Bank, I congratulate the Government of Jamaica on the launch of the Service Excellence Policy, and I look forward to seeing results on the ground.
Hi, I'm Faye Ellington, Chairman of National Integrity Action. Principal Director, Professor Trevor Monroe, members of the board, and I unreservedly endorse the Government of Jamaica's Service Excellence Policy. NIA's mission, which is strengthening good governance, requires the enhancement of service excellence. Achieving public sector efficiency is built on 2 critical pillars: people engagement and performance excellence. This cannot be achieved if each member of the public sector, all arms of government, and the political directorate doesn't lead from a place of excellence. Jamaicans and people who do business in Jamaica deserve high-quality service. Remember, giving excellent service is simply respecting others.
That's all the time we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the package. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine. Find more content like this on our website at jis.gov.jm. You can also send your feedback on today's show or any of our programs via email, jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.